Welcome back to GearWire.com. I'm Owen and you're looking at a beautiful Rickenbacker 4003 bass that we just got in. Now, like most new owners of a Rickenbacker 4003, the first thing that I wanted to do was to take this pickup cover off. So I went online to look for some how-tos, some reference material, and found a serious dearth of reference material, which is why I decided to shoot this quick video on how to remove the pickup cover from a Rickenbacker 4003 bass. It's not as easy as you might hope it would be, but it's also not so difficult that you'd need a technician to do it for you, which is the suggestion I found on a lot of forums online. So things that you'll need to remove the pickup cover from a Rickenbacker 4003 bass. A Rickenbacker 4003 bass. Also a clean workspace, and even if your table, your work table is clean, it's a good idea to put something soft between the table and the bass to keep from marring the finish on the back of the instrument. Luckily, the Rick comes with its own little branded polishing cloth that serves that purpose nicely. Lay that out there. It also helps to download from the Rickenbacker website the treble pickup assembly schematic. It's not a terribly complicated schematic, but it kind of helps you see what order the washers and the springs and whatnot go in when you're putting your pickup assembly back together. You'll also need a screwdriver that has two different Phillips head sizes or two different size Phillips head screwdrivers, because these screws that fix the pickup ring to the face of the bass are a different size than the screws that mount the pickup to the mounting ring. This kind of like converting Phillips head screwdriver is perfect because it has two Phillips head sizes in one screwdriver. All right. I also like to have something to put my screws in so they don't roll away. So that's why I've got this little mug here. Now, it'll also help to have a string winder because you do need to take the strings off of the bass in order to get to all this good stuff right here. We don't have a string winder handy, so that's why we're going to use the magic of video editing. Ta-da! Strings are off. So, as you can see from this schematic here, the pickup cover is actually mounted on the same screws that mount the pickup to the pickup ring. And they're mounted in between the pickup and the pickup ring, so we're going to have to take this whole assembly out to get that thing off of there. Now the first thing you want to do is, with your screwdriver, or the larger of your two Phillips head screwdrivers, is loosen these mounting pickups as much as possible. The reason that we're doing this before taking the ring off is that, as you can see, it does take a little bit of torque to get these things off. And if we were to detach the mounting ring from the face of the bass first, then your mounting ring would be kind of sliding all over the place as you were trying to loosen these screws, possibly damaging the finish of this bass. And you don't want to do that with a bass that costs as much as the Rickenbacker 4003. So just loosen these screws enough so that they start coming up from the mounting ring, like so. So now we've got a little bit of space between the head of the screw and the mounting ring, but they're still basically holding on to the pickup. Now we switch to our other screwdriver size, and now we can take these tiny little screws out that hold the mounting ring to the bass. So we've got our tiny screws out. You can see that the mounting ring pops up a little bit because there are springs underneath these mounting screws. So be really careful when you lift this assembly out of the body cavity. As you can see, there are electronics running from the pickup to the controls over here, or rather there's a wire running from the pickup to the electronics. Now that we've got this guy out, let's just take a look at how things are being put in here. So when you look real close up, you can see here's the mounting screw, and on this side of the pickup, it's just the spring mount, and then this is the sort of mounting ear for the pickup cover that we're going to take off. And in between that and the pickup itself is a little rubber washer. On the other side, add to that a little ground lead. This guy is actually attached to a ring that is mounted between the pickup cover, and the top of the spring. So let's take this guy apart. And at this point, our screws are so loose that we can actually kind of just finish the job by hand. Okay, lift the cover off. Stuff all falls apart, that's fine. Here's our pickup cover here. Put that to the side. So now you're going to want to put everything back together minus the pickup cover. Start by threading your mounting screws through the mounting ring. Now this mounting ring is not perfectly symmetrical, so you're going to want to pay attention to how it goes back. You'll notice that the sort of neck-facing lip of this mounting ring is shorter, or rather thinner, than the bridge-facing lip of the mounting ring. You can see here. So just make sure that when you're putting it back together that this is how it's oriented. It's easiest to kind of look at it this way, and then when you're putting all the elements back onto each of the mounting rings, just flip it over like that. And that way you can make sure that you're not putting it backwards. So now let's start putting everything back together. It's easiest to do one side at a time. Let's start with the control side. First, put your mounting screw through the base plate, or through the mounting ring here. Then you want to take your ground lead from the pickup, which is this little guy, this ring, and slip it over. Then your spring. Then we've got a washer. The washer we don't really need anymore because it was pretty much just separating the pickup cover from the mounting plate at the base of the pickup. But where else are you going to put it? So you might as well just put it back on here. So put the washer on. And then we can screw this side together first. Just easier to do one side at a time here. And, you know, at this point in the process, you can just tighten these mounting screws by hand. So just a little bit here. And now we want to put the other side together. So we slide our mounting screw through here. Then the spring. Then the washer. Then line it up. Come on, ye. And tighten it by hand. Okay. And now slide it back into the body cavity here. So now you want to attach the mounting ring back to the face of the base. So take the tiny screws here. Carefully line up the holes in the ring plate with the holes in the face of the base. Put them in a little bit. And I always go diagonally from screw to screw. And I don't tighten everything completely until I have all the screws in place. Now the next step is to actually restring your bass. And be careful while your strings are off. This bridge is actually a floating bridge and just kind of pops right out here. That's the pressure of the strings that keep it in place. So just be mindful of that. So let's get our strings back on. Once again, the magic of editing. Voila! So now that you've got your pickup ring reinstalled, sans pickup cover, and you've got your bass restrung, the next step is to plug it in and then readjust the height of your pickup while you're actually playing the bass to make sure that your output is where you want it to be and that it's even. So let's plug it in. So I'd like to use as an output reference the neck pickup, because obviously we didn't move the neck pickup at all to take our pickup ring out. So if there's a noticeable difference between the neck pickup and the bridge pickup, then you know you want to bring your bridge pickup a little bit closer. And to bring the pickup closer to the strings, you obviously tighten the mounting screws. Sending it closer to where it needs to be. bit closer here. All right, sounds good to me. So that's it. You're ready to go. Now you just got to decide where you're going to keep this thing. Thanks for watching GearWire.com. I am Owen O'Malley, and this was our how to remove the pickup cover from a Rickenbacker 4003 bass. Thanks for checking it out. See you later.